Hello, NBA fans, and welcome back to another episode of the NBA The Week That Was. Today marks two new beginnings on this channel. Firstly, we will be using a face cam here on out on this channel. I hope you're excited for this development as it makes this experience more interactive and more personal. The second new beginning on this channel is that we will be starting a new series, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly of the 2019-2020 NBA season. I will be analyzing what went well for all 30 NBA teams and what went wrong, and how they can improve for next season. I will be going over the Atlanta Hawks today and moving on every single video to the next team based off alphabetical order. So I hope you're excited for this new series and the face cam. So let's not waste a moment and get right into the next episode of the NBA The Week That Was. The first team I'll be analyzing as a part of this series is the Atlanta Hawks, my favorite NBA team. The Hawks really didn't have a good year this year, unfortunately. At the start of the season, they were expected to be a fringe playoff team due to the great young core they had assembled through the draft, including Trae Young, John Collins, Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, and Kevin Huerter. However, due to this young core, we weren't able to be as good as people expected us to be, and now are projected to be a top 5 lottery pick. However, there are some positives in this overall negative season for the Hawks, especially the development of Trae Young. He went from, at best, a good rookie in 2018-2019 to being one of the best offensive players in the NBA this year. That rise is not common in just one season. Trae has the uncanny ability to shoot from anywhere within half court and shoot accurately. He is by far one of the best deep three-point shooters in the league, and that has been crucial to the Hawks offense since the get-go. Another one of Trae's abilities that have just developed into being one of the best in the league is his passing ability. He has great passing vision that he utilizes every single game. You can see that by the fact that he's averaging 9 assists a game. He can throw great lobs, hit people when they're cutting in, and just get people open and get the ball to them in the right spots. Trae's offensive abilities are a catalyst for the Hawks offense, and due to that, the Hawks' young core, when they played together, the names I mentioned before, Trae Young, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Kevin Huerter, they were one of the best offenses in the league when they played together. The fact that all these guys, around 23, 22, even 21 in some cases, they were one of the best offenses in the league when they played together, which is a great sign for the Hawks moving forward, and that offensive core will be led by Trae Young for many years to come. Now, speaking about the young core did develop well this year. John Collins averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds and seems like a perennial all-star moving forward. He has great hops, he can jump over anyone to grab rebounds, and is one of the best dunkers in the league. Kevin Huerter is developing into sort of a Klay Thompson type of player. He has a great three-point stroke, but has underrated playmaking abilities as well, which helped Trae out this year. Lastly, DeAndre Hunter, while he was okay on defense, he could have been better and really didn't justify his value for the 4th pick. However, Cam Reddish really showed up at the end of the season. At the start of the year, he seemed like one of the worst players in the draft, which had me so scared for the Hawks' future. However, when Cam Reddish hit after the All-Star break, that man had one of the best three-point shots in the league. He was averaging 15 points, 16 points consistently, and was scoring in all ways possible by driving, mid-range three-pointers. He's looking like a really good player moving forward. I also didn't mention his defense. He was one of the best defenders for the Hawks this year. He's long, lanky, and can guard positions point guard, shooting guard, small forward, which is crucial for the Hawks, given Trae Young's weak defensive abilities. It's really easy for me to talk about what went well for the Hawks this year because I'm a Hawks fan. However, there were a lot of things that didn't go as well for the Hawks. Firstly, rebounding. The Hawks were horrible on the glass this year. Besides John Collins, no one else on that team could grab rebounds. The Hawks tried to fix this issue in free agency by retaining Alex Len and signing Damian Jones, but that really didn't help. The Hawks were 28th, 29th in both offensive and defensive rebounding, which is not good for the Hawks, given that their team requires a good rebounder because of how Trae Young plays. Suppose he goes up for a 30-foot three. He's going to hit that 40% of the time. That other 60%, we need a good rebounder in the middle, ready to grab those boards, kick it out to Trae, and get the offense going. However, this year that really didn't happen, and that's something the Hawks need to improve. They actually did take a step forward in improving their rebounding situation by acquiring Clint Capella from the Rockets at the trade deadline. Clint is a great rebounder, and he's shown how effective he can be when Harden, who takes like 20 shots a game, he can grab all those rebounds and had almost 4 or 5 offensive rebounds a game, which is crucial for a team like the Hawks. Another thing we need to improve is the defense. Trae Young was statistically the worst out of like 450 players in the league. Trae Young was the worst defender. That will not cut it for a team that has such a great offense and has hopes to be a contender from the East for years to come. Cam Reddish was a good sign on defense. John Collins is improving in defense, but DeAndre Hunter, the guy we drafted to be our stopper, really didn't show that potential that he showed in college. Kevin Huerter is average, and then everyone else just below average defenders, and that will not cut it for the Hawks moving forward. We need a good defense that can support Trae on offense. In my opinion, the Hawks need to build a team where they can afford for Trae to be hidden, let's say, on the worst offensive player on the opposing team, while the other 4 guys are so good at defense that they can cover up for Trae's inability on defense. I think the Hawks can improve on this in both free agency this year and the draft. The draft has some good stoppers in it that I mentioned in my previous videos, such as Isaac Okoro and Anthony Edwards, both great defenders that will greatly help the Hawks moving forward in their future. Also, free agency always brings a time to improve your defense. I believe Marcus Smart is a restricted free agent this year, and other players like Marcus Smart, who are high energy, can defend multiple positions. Those players are crucial for the Hawks if they want to be successful in years to come. So I believe that the main weaknesses of the Hawks were defense and rebounding, but they are taking small steps to improve these as the Hawks continue to grow as a contender in the Eastern Conference. And with that, we wrap up the first episode of the Facecam and the first episode of this new series here on this channel. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me some feedback in the comments. It will be greatly appreciated given all the new things that are starting. Also, it would be great if you could subscribe and like this video and support me as I continue forward with this channel. Now, I hope to see you next week on the NBA, the week that was. See ya.